We're going live. Yeah, see?
You plugged me in.
Yes, well, we are definitely going live. Hello, everybody. We are in our usual state of disorganisation.
Yes.
I was trying to blame it on you, but I can't do that.
You can't blame it on me.
It's my fault again.
Yes, and yes. Hello. Okay. We appear to be there now.
Yes, well, this is better.
Now I'm confused. I've switched. I was there and now I'm here.
Well, what I've done is I've done it so that we can actually see the chat. No one wants to listen to us wittering like a couple of old people. One old person and her partner. So, who am I saying hello to? Oh, glasses on. Hello, good evening. Let's see Welcome. So, Love-Loving Horses, 66, Red Chess, Cat, Jetta, CW, Julie, Simon, Susie Q, Sarah, Windflower, Sam, Melinda. Who else are we saying hello to?
Oh, my goodness me. Lots of people.
Shana, Sean, Simon. It's like guess the names, isn't it?
Julie, Jetta.
Oh, you're very quiet. You're very quietly spoken this evening.
Nice weather in Manchester.
It's been lovely today.
Nice weather in Manchester.
It has been nice today. Bill's here. Hi, Bill.
Wow.
Julie, Dolly. Hi, Dolly. Mornings at the allotment.
I'm really shocked by that, though. Nice weather in Manchester.
I've got a feeling morning at the allotments is Rebecca, I think. Luan's here. Anya's here. Catherine. We'll finish saying hello to everyone in a minute.
And everyone we haven't mentioned.
Monica, whose name I'm about to say wrong. Pete, Charlotte, Ellen, I'm getting there. Ollie, Lisa, Brittany, Linda. Mind you, if lots of people join us, we can't say hello.
No.
Right, everyone's saying hello. Hello to everybody, and if we haven't said hello to you.
Hello to you.
Hello to you. Prune Family Homestead, hi. And Scotty, there's loads of people here. Which is cool. Thank you very much for joining
Dublin
us
today as well. Lovely.
It has been
It's not been too bad once the frost. No, yes, actually we had frost as well, but
so when I woke up this morning,
burned off, it was fine.
When Mr. Joe's alarm went off this morning, and I woke up, but you didn't.
I blame the cat.
Yeah, the foghorn was going, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was fine out here. It was very clear and frosty, but down by the river, it were very misty. Beautiful in Carmarthen today. Nice, good.
Right, I have got a list of things that I want to chat about. None of them are hugely important. Laura's here. Hi, Laura. And there's someone else. Who's
thank you, Julie. Yes, Julie. I was going to say I was going to check it wasn't Julie or Julia, but it's nice. Thank you very much for doing the translation from Fahrenheit to centipedes, because
Rocco's
otherwise
here.
I don't
Deb's
understand.
Here. Hi, Deb and Jeff. Chris Muncher, what a great name. Amelia, we can't just sit here reading names out.
We can. Oh, Jess, you want to apply the factor 50? That's what I would say. I must dig mine out for.
I started wearing sunblock about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And Nicola's here from Brisbane.
And Diane's in Surrey.
And Liza's here as well. Hi, Eliza. 90 in Florida. That's 32 degrees.
That's hot.
Let's start with Pete's comment now. So he says the book is...
Thumbs up. Thank you.
Yeah. So just in case... in case you haven't been on the internet in the last month, or 6, but certainly in the last month, my book is finally out. It's finally been published in the UK. So it has been published. It's not on general release in America yet because it's got to be physically shipped over there. But it has left. It's on its way, or at least the first consignment of books are on their way. So let's just do that. Blood, sweat and tears have gone into this, mostly sweat and tears.
Yeah, my blood.
So I hope you are enjoying it. And just a quick, in case you haven't found it yet, you can find it on our website at Byther Farm. You can get it on Amazon.
And other online retailers.
You can get it at the Guardian bookshop now.
Waterstones.
Waterstones. In America, you can order it through Chelsea Green Publishing, and in the UK through Permanent Publishing. Is there somewhere else?
Oh,
Well, there's lots of other
there's
places.
lots of independent bookshops.
Yeah, all that
who can order it
thing. So
if they haven't got it.
Which is, it's great that it's out. And the other thing I was going to say to you is, if you've got the book and you've enjoyed it, or even if you've not enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a review on Amazon. You don't have to have bought it through Amazon, but you can still leave a review on there. I would much rather an honest, I didn't enjoy it, than a kind of vague flannel. If you did enjoy it, please leave a review saying that. And one of the reasons I'm asking is that once we've hit about 50 reviews or something on Amazon will promote it loads more, and that would be amazing. It's been sold really well. So in the first 12 days, it sold 5,000 copies.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sorry, I'm doing a big childish face there. Apparently that is a huge number of books to sell. And I had no idea what would be.
No.
I had no concept of what would be a good number or not to sell. Apparently 5,000 is quite a good number. So it sold 5,000 in the first 12 days.
Susie Q has a question.
Okay.
About whether it can be sent to the USA from here.
Yes, it can. So on the website it says no, it can't. What you need to do is message me. And I was sending them out to worldwide, but we nearly ended up falling out over that, because when we had 500 and something books to sort through, and I was trying to learn how to do the posting system, my patience, it wasn't there.
Her patience wasn't even a card game.
No, it was, yeah. So I completely lost the plot, and we decided to save our relationship and to save Mr. J's ears from the rude words that were coming out of my mouth. I would set it only to the UK, but just email me or send a message through the website.
Yeah. I mean, it must be said, you may not believe this, but she can be a right stroppy, what's it?
Yeah, I can. Absolutely, I can.
You get all the dirt and secrets in the live chat.
Yeah, like I'm like any human being. I was kind of tired. Actually, I wasn't very well when the book came out either.
No. You had got quite run down, hadn't you?
I got run down. I was feeling quite poorly. So
we have a question coming up.
Question coming up. So if you've got a question for us,
put it in capitals, please, because it makes it stand out.
Yeah, and you're going to be my eyes for a little while, aren't you? Because I can't see that far away from the screen.
Windflower says that. Been reading the book to her mister in the evening. Please consider doing it as an audiobook. That is in the pipeline, but it is a slow process.
Yes.
There's other things that we have to deal with first, but we will get onto that.
We will. So yes, it's definitely coming as an audiobook. So somebody said so it says I received mine.
Yeah, Melinda.
Is that in the US? As
yes.
I say?
Yes,
Okay. So that came from me in the US. So I'm really pleased with how well it's sold, how well it seems to have been received. Kathleen's here from Mama Grows. Hiya. And yeah, so I'm very, very pleased with that. So it won't be the first time you're going to hear me say, would you consider leaving a review? No. Because it really does help. So there's a question there.
Yeah, it's not a hardcover at all. It is a soft cover. There are no hardcover editions of this book at the moment.
This is how it is. Yes, this is my one. Yeah. This is my book, which I got and wrote. This book belongs to, just like you used to as a child. So that was the first one that came out of the boxes.
Loving horses. You plant many different types of beans, etc., and save your seeds. Do you get/worry about cross-pollination?
No. It's a simple answer.
Sorry, do you get it or do you worry about it?
No, neither.
Oh, right.
I expect I do get cross-pollination, but the two runner beans that I grow, which are the ones that are likely to cross-pollinate, one is the Greek gigantes bean and the other one is painted lady runner bean. And both of those are a white bean. So what I've actually ended up with is quite a lot of what's supposed to be the white lady ones are larger, but also bear in mind that I don't sow fresh seed every year. So most of the white lady plants are now coming into their fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
No, third year, and a different bed's on its fourth year. So because I'm growing them as perennials, it's the same ones, and there's less concern about cross-pollination.
Yeah.
Oh, you're writing a note?
No, I'm not. Pete says that his postcard that was with the book is now framed in his positivity corner.
Oh, nice. So can you just read it out, Donny? Yes. No, that's all right. Just read it out.
Okay. Rocco asked the question, do you raise animals for meat?
So yes, we do. We've done chickens in the past and turkeys, and we have ducks now, but I'm not very good at raising them purely for one purpose.
No.
I get a bit attached to them, so they end up, you were saying either yesterday or today, that they get a bit old, don't they?
Yeah.
And then they're a bit tough.
Yeah.
But that's because I've got really attached to them, and particularly in the last couple of months.
Ollie wants to know if you've grown artichokes. Yeah, we have.
So we've grown globe artichokes, but
I wasn't a fan.
You're not a fan,
No.
and I haven't done Jerusalem artichokes yet, but I might do. I might get those in. I might get those in this year. So globe artichokes look like they grow really tall, so they can make a good windbreak, and they grow up to about anything up to 10 feet tall, and they look like sunflowers. And then you eat the tuber, but the tuber has got something in them. Somebody will know what it is. There's something in them that our bodies can't break down at all. So we end up quite gaseous.
Yes. Lorella says, when is lockdown going to end so I can come visit? There's a question. How long is a piece of string?
Yes, don't know. We're still waiting to hear.
Yes, Liza, it will almost certainly be Liz that reads it.
Yes.
And Leah Morenzi says, can you show us your favourite page in the book?
Yes.
Oh my goodness me, she's actually got a favourite.
I have got a favourite.
Hi, Solomon. Nice to have you with us. As we've said, if we haven't said hello to you, it's not because we're being rude. It's because everything's going whoosh.
Can I have two favourites?
You can have two.
Oh, no. Right. So hang on. We're going to have to move this chat so I can actually see what I'm showing people.
Okay.
So there we go. Yeah.
Yes. So I apologise for peering closely at you, but if I'm wearing glasses, I can't read it.
It's my favourite page, but only because I love the picture of the bird.
Yeah, which is very clearly visible.
Oh, no, I'm turning it the wrong way. It's not visible with me trying to hold there.
No.
So it's not the word. It's not the words. It's the
picture.
It's the picture. And then for words, so that was page 63. God, it's a good job here. I can't see a thing now.
I can see perfectly. Oh, there you are.
And then writing wise, it's probably the blog pages, particularly the ones about my mum. So that one is
one is page 158, which hasn't got a number on it, just to confuse us. But it's opposite page 159, so it's quite easy to find. So
there you go. So yes, it's the picture of that little bird, and then there are two blog sections about mum. So
let's see. If you could have anyone at all to read your book as an audiobook, who would you choose? That's a very good question.
It is a really good question. So, Lorelei King would be one.
Yeah.
So Lorelei King, our friend Louise Wilson, or I have to think on that.
I thought you were going to say Judi Dench then for a minute.
Oh gosh, yes. That would
Trouble
be
is, you'd have to
fantastic.
read. She's blind now, so you'd have to read it to her so that she could read it.
That's still wonderful. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Jess wants to know if you're going to be running courses this year if we ever get out of lockdown.
Absolutely, yes. If we ever get out of lockdown, yes. Yes. We're talking about that as well. So we talked about lots of things that we ought to think about. So what's this?
I am finding it difficult to find white/painted lady runner beans. How else can I find them, please? Thank you.
Are you in the UK? Because most sellers I know stock them, carry them. So is that Julie? Does that sound?
Yes.
Julie, if you are not already in my Facebook group, please do join that.
Please, if you are applying to join the group, please answer all 3 questions, because otherwise you get bumped.
Yes. So you will need to answer 3 questions, and the moderators and I, if you haven't answered all 3, we will, unless you're somebody that I actually know as a friend, chances are we'll just go, oh no, you haven't answered the questions. There are about 65% of people who applied to come to the group are rejected just because they haven't answered the 3 simple questions. And they only need like 1 or 2 2-word answers. So yes, but come into that group, ask again, and we can give you lots of links to those painted lady.
Kat wants to know what your guilty pleasure is.
Asda's own brand jelly beans.
There you are.
Which I have a nice little guilt trip with those nearly every day.
No, I just sorry,
Do
Sam.
I have another guilty pleasure?
I don't know, darling. You might well do. I'm trying to get this.
Right, let me go back.
There you go. Currently glowing 7 spaghetti squash and Queensland blue pumpkin maturing. Any tips for? Sorry about this. Everything's going so quickly. Any tips to combat the leaf mildew? Heard neem oil helps. Do you have any other tips at all?
Okay, so I've heard several things about spraying those. I don't use neem oil and personally don't recommend it. There hasn't been enough research in the UK that I can find that tells you exactly what it does and how it affects things. And as you know, I'm quite anti-spraying anything that is likely to affect any wildlife of any kind. So I don't use neem oil. I know you can use milk, a small amount of milk in water sprayed on the leaves. That's supposed to help, but I think that helps prevent it rather than once it's actually there. And it's actually not going to do any great damage to your plant, so you can just leave it. It just doesn't look pretty.
Thank you, Rocco. Glad you love the mugs. Question from Rue. If your life story was to be made into a film, who would play each of us? Well, obviously, it would be... no idea.
No idea.
One of ZZ Top, probably, or someone from Badly Drawn Boy, in my case. Just judging by a comment someone made when I was working the other day.
I'm going to say Julie somebody, but I don't mean that. Yes, I do. Julie Walters.
Julie Walters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
What is your favourite veg and how do you like to eat them?
Go on, what's your favourite?
I don't know. By the way, Jetta, yes, this video will be on the channel to watch again later.
Really? I would have said roast potatoes.
Well, yeah, but if that was all...
Yeah. There are things you don't like as much, aren't there? So you don't like squash.
I'm not as fond of squash, no.
And I really like parsnips, but I don't want to eat them all the time. So
peas.
And you're not a fan of sprouts?
No. Evil,
sprouts.
horrible little bombs
sprouts.
of nastiness.
So I think it depends what season we're in, and it depends what we've eaten a lot of recently.
Yes.
Because in another couple of weeks, we're going to be going, purple sprouting broccoli. Yeah. And then in about a month's time,
you get like that with strawberries.
Oh, no, not purple sprouting broccoli. So,
Julia says that she's heard there's a shortage of seeds this year. Is this true? It appears to be.
Well,
but
I've
not
heard
all
it too. But but it might be that there's a shortage of specific seeds.
Yeah.
And I think that shortage might happen next year in a greater way, because of so many seeds having come over from Europe for the last 40, how many years? 50 years, 40, 50 years. And now there are whole different regulations about that. So it may well be that next year's stocks will be affected.
Villamika wants to know how your month-by-month planning is going and do you like it?
Okay, I haven't finished the course yet.
Well, you've had other things.
Do you know, I was thinking about that this morning. I thought, I ought to go and finish that course and then I can actually do my plan. Because as you will probably have gathered, haven't actually started putting anything in the garden yet. Haven't sown any. I'm feeling quite honourable. It's the end. We haven't got to the end of February yet, and I still haven't sown any seeds. Did say I wasn't going to start until March, but it means I've got like 2 days to finish that and get the planning done.
Are you managing to keep rats out of your compost heaps? If so, how? No. Simple answer. Okay, something's going click in the background.
So the answer is don't put any cooked food in, and don't put any meat products in.
No, but we don't do that anyway.
No, but we do throw eggshells in.
Yeah, I'm seeing 2 comments here for Jason Momoa. I have no idea who that is, but thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. Brad Pitt, apparently. I tell you who I have been compared to.
That's a really nice thought.
I have been compared to.
Can I then go on set and make sure that he's...
Is,
he can be Brad Pitt and I'll be me.
Simon Pegg. I've been compared to a few times in the past. Yeah. Okay, Rocco, how do you plan your garden? Is it weekly, monthly, seasonal, or does it vary?
Okay, so what I have done for the last few years is intuitive gardening, where I don't plan at all. And this year I've said that I will do the raised bed garden as planned, using Hugh's month-by-month planning course to teach, not to teach me, but to show me, guide me through that process. Maybe teach me the right word. I've done planning before, but it's not been monthly. So I'm going to do finish Hugh's course and get that done. And then the rest of it, so the market garden and the patron's garden, polytunnel, greenhouse, all of that lot is just going to be done intuitively.
Anya's saying Aquaman. I'm presuming that's where Jason Momoa, I've never seen. I'm not a film fan. I don't like films. I find them, excuse me, I generally get bored with films.
Okay, he gets bored with a programme that's much longer than half an hour.
Unless it's the problem I have with films.
Be fast moving.
The problem I have with films generally is either they've got a 20-minute story that they've padded out to 2.5 hours, or they've got a 10-part, 10-week, 10-hour episode thing that should be spread out over a longer period that they've condensed into 90 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about a programme we were watching immediately before we started doing this, which is why I was a bit late. We were watching a programme that we recorded about frogs. And
we didn't record it. It was recorded. It was shown on TV, and we recorded it to watch.
Yes.
We didn't
record it. It was yes, and I've been quite looking forward to this. And there's been a few times. Shall we watch the frogs? No. So we sat down to watch the frogs, and it wasn't at all what I thought it was. I thought it was a David Attenborough.
Oh, I never gave you that impression.
No. I just get it was wildlife, so it was bound to be David Attenborough.
We're very spoiled, aren't we?
We are. And it wasn't, and it was the photography was beautiful, but the music was way too loud, and
the narration was a bit.
The narration, rather than being about frogs, was much more about this person's work to be able to film them. So the focus was shifted, and I was discombobulated. I was.
Bobby Ewing was Aquaman. I don't know. Simplified Gardening has done a video on rats in compost heaps.
Right, there you go.
Favourite pumpkin to grow, says Sam Smith, that has higher yield. My garden is organic too. Hello from Melbourne.
Well, it's a blue Hubbard squash. Have we got one? Yes. Look, they're all around us actually. So blue Hubbards are the best tasting, but for the most fun, the most fun you can have with squash
lemon.
No. is a jumbo pink banana.
Of course. How did I know she was going to say that?
So here's a little one I grew last year. They're just huge. Aren't they?
And of course, there is Gord, who is still immortalised in a T-shirt. If you go to the website. Right. Would you plant salad leaves under dwarf trees? Says Solomon. I have some in metal bins and thought to use salad as cover crop, but don't want to strip nutrients away.
Yes, I would. I'd also put. It depends what type of tree it is. If it's a shallow-rooted tree, then I'll put
you've
covered
yourself in Ichikiri with dust.
So yes, if it's a very shallow-rooted tree, then yes, salads would be great. If it's slightly deeper, you could actually put other things underneath. But things like strawberries, as long as the tree hasn't got a really dark, heavy leaf. What am I trying to say?
I don't know. Cover,
yes. So if it's quite a light tree, you could get away with strawberries underneath it as well. I really like using strawberries as ground cover because they spread and they form a mat, and they're really good at suppressing weeds.
Nick wants to know what variety of strawberries you like. Nick prefers Cambridge and Florence.
Well, Florence is what we've got out at the front.
What's the one we've got over there?
That's unknown. That could well be Cambridge. So if Cambridge is a very early one, so it's whatever we've got out there was what was here. I found in a tub when we first moved here and just transplanted them and then did the runners thing. But they're very early, aren't they, in the season?
Yes, and very nice. Did you eat gourd, says Sarah? No, we didn't, I don't think. Didn't Erica make wine out of him?
No, Erica made wine out of Phil.
Oh, okay.
So the year before gourd was Phil. Phil went off to Erica's and she made wine. She saved the seeds and shared the seeds with quite a lot of other YouTube content creators. And then gourd. Did Gord go off?
Gord might have gone off.
I think he might have gone off now. I think we had him as a prop for so long. He might have
and
gone
a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Plug the T-shirt. Pumpkins and marrows, do they cross-pollinate?
Don't know.
You get a parrow then, wouldn't you? Or
yes.
a mumpkin.
Yes, they must do, because they're all part of this. I
like the idea of a mumpkin.
I'm saying I don't know. What I do know is there are several different groups of squashes, and the individual groups, I think, cross-pollinate with each other, but they might all cross-pollinate. There is a really good video done by one of the seed. Sorry about the pause. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to think. Anyway, I will find it and I will post it in the group. And it's a really good one, and it explains all about different pollination methods, groups, what can go wrong, and why you might not want some of them to cross-pollinate. So I'll find that and post it in the Facebook group.
Regina, the question about Amazon having the book back in stock, I got to be honest, I didn't know it was out of stock.
Yes, so it will come back in stock
but
very quickly.
It will be soon.
So if it's saying it's out of stock, sorry, you'll just have to keep going back. And all of that is that they will be knowing that a certain amount will get shipped to them, and that they've actually ordered more, so there's more coming. So if it's saying it's unavailable, please try again, or drop me an email. We can always. I've only got one box left out of 28 boxes, but there are still a few books here as well.
No, Jetta, we don't grow chilies. Liz doesn't get on with that
Liz
family of stuff.
Liz is really allergic to capsicum, so
no, we don't.
Somebody here from New Zealand, does that say?
Yeah, love your channel. Thank you very much. Feather and Down Homestead. So what else we got? Will you do a grow competition for fun with your followers?
Probably not, or at least not this year. If you want to do a growing competition, there are sunflowers with Nick at Nick's allotment, and why can't I think of anything?
Somebody was doing a big pumpkin.
Someone did a big pumpkin whose name, and I can't remember who it was. Whistle something whistle.
Whistle through the wind?
No.
Whistle through your teeth?
No, don't put me off. I'm going to get there.
Whistle and
Whistle thicket. Cool. Talk about. I got that stuff all over you as well.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you. Erica's doing a potato challenge, says Rue.
Yes. I'm doing Erica's potato challenge.
If things cross-pollinate, are they safe to eat? And how do you know if they've cross-pollinated? You know what? How did the first person...
Okay, so hang on. If they've cross-pollinated this year, yes, they're going to be safe to eat because it's... Have I got that right? I don't know. I've got a load of questions to find out the answer.
I was just thinking the other day, how did the people who first decided to try eating mushrooms? Why?
Anything.
Well, anything really, but you know, hey, great. So, is this going to be great with salad, or am I going to be seeing sparkling things for days? Yes. Love-loving horses. When can I prune my fruit trees as I missed winter prunings? These are cordons, but I also have some 2-year-old trees in pots for our little food forest.
Okay, so if it's a stone fruit, so if it's a fruit that has a stone in the middle, so plum,
as opposed to one that's been
plums and damsons, that sort of thing. You don't want to do that in the UK. You don't want to prune those in the winter. You want to, because of fungal infection type things infections getting in. You want to do that once it has started growing again, or as we've done in the past, before it gets too cold, so in autumn. And then other fruits you can prune. Do you know what? You probably could get away with pruning them now.
Yeah.
Says the woman who hasn't done her pear trees yet and will be doing them in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. No, Scotty, we don't heat the polytunnel. It's not a heated polytunnel.
Nor is the greenhouse.
Good night, Liza. Sleep well. Good luck with work tomorrow.
And that's partly why I haven't sown any seeds yet, because we don't have heat in them.
Margaret in Cyprus. Yes, it's a bit late. And the weather's been quite nice. It's been quite warm in the days. We've had frost. We've got big shiny moon out there somewhere. And it's going to be another frosty night, I suspect.
Have you ever tried bokashi in your garden? Nope, we haven't. I haven't.
I don't even know what it is.
Well, then I'll have a long conversation with you afterwards. You could be really delighted to hear about it.
Okay. Hi, Laura in Chicago. Pete
Thank you, Lynn. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so Lynn in Australia said you won't know if something's cross-pollinated this year until you start growing the seeds next year, because the fruit's going to look like it is, like it should be, but it's the seeds that will then look different. Look, there's lots of...
Mornings at the allotment. Cross-pollinated squash is safe to eat. The next generation might be a problem, and you won't know until you've tasted the first fruit, which makes sense.
So someone's... does that say Deanna says it's...
2:30 p.m.
So she's got to be California-ish.
That's 8 hours back, isn't it? So
I reckon that's California.
Isn't California Eastern time, or is that no? Pacific would be
8 hours.
I thought it was 9 hours.
Oh, is it? Well, if she's going to, we'll ask you. Deanna, where are you? So, have you all considered using
low tunnels inside high tunnels
to help? I have. I have actually considered it. I got the hoops ready. I got the plastic ready.
And then didn't do it.
And then ran out of enthusiasm.
Okay. Sam's growing garlic this season.
So,
Ro de Castro variety. Any tips?
Hang on, Steve's saying, are you here, Tony? Which Tony are we looking for?
Oh, no.
There are so many Tonys. When I say Tony said to me, he'll say, which Tony?
And she'll go, and she'll go, oh, no, I don't. And I go through this long list, and then it's a different one.
Okay.
Hi, Sheila.
It's 4:30 Central Time.
So in Chicago, 3:30 Mountain Standard.
So I reckon we're looking at 2:30 for Pacific.
Eastern Canada is 5:30. Eastern Canada is 5:36. Do you have any poultry on your wish list that you would like to add to your flock? say David and Mona Lee.
Well, we're going to do chickens again, aren't we?
Yes, at
So
some
we're going to
point.
go back to doing some chickens, and I think we'll have Australorp and Brahmas.
And Liz wants geese, and I don't. And that's an ongoing conversation.
It is.
And has been for 5.5 years.
It is.
If you could only grow one vegetable that would give a lot of sustenance, what would you grow?
Runner beans.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
And just because they're easy, they're prolific, and then you can eat the green bean, and then you can save them later on and have the white beans or the red beans on the inside.
Did you give Sam any garlic tips?
I didn't hear any
Okay.
garlic tips.
Question: growing garlic this season, Rojo de Castro variety.
Right.
I've got organic rich stall. Any other tips? Currently grow a lot of veg, but this is my first time with garlic.
Okay, there's a couple of ways of planting garlic. Lots of people just push the garlic into the soil till the tip is showing, and I plant my garlic at least an inch under the soil. So I will actually plant it even as much as that much, 2 inches of soil above the tip of the garlic. And the other big tip is make sure you put in root end down, pointy end up.
Speaking of garlic, Catherine says, when will my autumn planted onions and garlic be ready to harvest because space is at a premium?
So not yet.
It is the final frontier, of course.
Not yet. June-ish.
Okay.
You can interplant, of course, unless you have planted them so close together.
Paddock
shaking
project.
your head.
People are trying to encourage you to sneak geese in, and
All right. Let me talk to you about the geese thing. Miss Jane and I have a relationship that basically, it's not that I can do whatever I want, but he's quite happy to go with the flow on most things. But if he says no, I respect that because basically what I'd have to do outside is kind of my domain, and I can do whatever I like. So, and there are so few things that he feels really strongly that he doesn't want me to do, then that I don't have a problem with
I've had Ivana, I have had bad experiences with the geese in the past, and also they're really loud, which gets on my nerves a little bit. Which ducks should I get for slug control? I'd go with Aylesbury's. Aylesbury are a lovely duck. Indian runners we found far too skittish.
Yeah, and khaki Campbells are okay. They are great little snufflers.
They are great little snufflers.
Depending on how much space you've got. So I would say Aylesbury stroke Pekins or
the khaki Campbells. Yeah, she's a bit of a loud one, isn't she?
Yeah, she's all right though. The Indian runners, I didn't like the smell of them. I really didn't like the smell. And the khaki Campbells have got a little bit of that smell. So no, they were. So that says, do you have any
issues with squirrels? No,
don't.
No issues with squirrels at all. The cat chases them up the trees, and that's fine.
There aren't that many here.
There are quite a few on my rounds, though.
Oh well, there obviously are here, but they're not here.
I'm forever disturbing them when I'm delivering.
I mean, there's
them
been signs of squirrels because there's in the old old plum tree. There's that hollow that's got got loads of evidence of squirrels. So
lots of people talking about garlic, which is fine. Garlic in pots on a patio, will it work?
Sorry,
garlic in pots on a patio, will it work?
Yes, it will. This is because I'm trying to read. Sorry, I'm trying to read I'm trying to read a comment.
Okay.
Is that one okay to show? Yes.
I think so, probably.
That's okay.
And my radishes are always leafy. Am I planting too deep, says Solomon?
My what?
Radishes.
Are very leafy. It could well be that your soil is too high in nitrogen if you're getting a lot of leaf and not enough roots. My radishes are always fairly leafy, but then they'll suddenly produce roots.
Yeah. Erin, what kind of smell did the runners have? Nasty.
Slightly. It just smells slightly wee. Slightly.
It was a bit like a septic tank, actually, wasn't it?
Yes, and this wasn't because they're
dirty.
Their cage was dirty or anything. That was actually them.
And they are so skittish, and
yeah, they were not.
They weren't fun.
They weren't for us.
Do we
like
ever
mellow
have
things.
any Aylesbury for sale? We haven't had for a long time, actually. At the moment, I think it's going to be a while before we're back into anything like that.
Yeah, but we will do again. At the moment, I'm just, as I said, I'm just ridiculously attached to them. But having said that, today I just said, well, perhaps we should sell a trio.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Leafy radish is too much nitrogen, says Steve.
Yeah, it is that time of year when we're about to put some eggs into an incubator, and I have said that the older ones, or at least some of the older ones, most of the older ones, will go off to freezer camp once we've got the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I am starting to think about it. So drop me a message.
Oh, Nancy's been watching your back catalogue of videos after finishing the book. Okay,
don't go too far back on them, because the really old ones are rough, really rough. I'm going to show you. Hang on. I'm going to show. I'm going to show the difference in egg sizes.
Oh, okay.
So this is one from our Khaki Campbell girl, and this is one from the Aylesburys. And then the other thing that we have from the Aylesburys on a regular basis, because when they're young, they do this.
Nancy started at the beginning.
Oh dear. So then we get double yolkers like that, and occasionally we have had
2 eggs in one.
2 eggs in one, which is two eggs, not a double yolk, but 2 completely separate eggs in one shell. And so not a shell on the outside and another shell. It's just sort of at some point it's broken and then it's joined back together inside. Yeah. But we've also had a triple yolker. And I put a video of a triple yolker onto Instagram. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do head over there. I try and put photos on Instagram that I don't put on other social media. So you'll get stuff that's over there. And also the Byther Farm page on Facebook. So not the group, but the page. I'll put things on there that aren't on Instagram. That makes sense.
Loving Horses wants to know how they'll find out about when we have when we have older ducks for sale.
What you're going to do is you're going to drop me a line and message me, and then we can have a conversation sooner rather than later, and then I can let you know.
Always do it by email.
Yeah. So if you want to contact us, there's a contact me page on the website. I put a new blog post up on the website today as well.
You did?
Hang on, where's my list of things?
What name are you on under Instagram? On Instagram.
Liz Zorab Byther Farm, and there's an underscore in between each word. So Liz underscore Zorab underscore. I made that difficult, didn't I?
Yeah. Sam Smith's watched a ton out of your 700 videos. So is that 100?
Is it? Is it 144? Or 120?
Well,
I don't know how many a ton is.
It depends what you're talking about. If it's a score in cricket, for example, it's 100.
Oh, okay. We've talked about that. So I'm ticking things off my list to make sure that I've talked about it. So let me say it again.
786 videos.
I put up a new blog post today about ways to stop cats pooping in your garden.
Mm-hmm.
And I am slowly adding more and more blogs onto that. So hopefully that will be a really useful resource for you. I've written here, do not plant too early, because I saw a really good meme this week which said the seasons go winter, false spring, winter, pretend spring, winter, early spring, winter, and now you can start planting. And it really does seem to do that. And just a quick reminder that last year, every time you put your hand up, you beat me.
Sorry, look, I'm just.
That's right. Last year, in many parts of the UK, we had frost in the first week in May. And I know people are really, really keen to get plants in the garden, but just be aware if you're putting out tender plants, they could still be got quite a. that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have we got any?
It's on there.
Have we got any moderators in the house at the
Doesn't look
moment?
like it. No, we got a couple of people.
Well, let's turn. You get the. Can you talk?
Yeah, I can talk. Yeah, so we're just trying to get all this interesting. And Angelina's been babysitting. Yes, where are all the mods? There's the question. We're trying to do some moderating at the same time. Frost on its way, says Steve Chambers. Yeah, well, actually, we've had frost the last couple of mornings.
This is because I can't do this because you carry on talking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't
You've
worry
shrunk
about
me.
that. Right, Kat. I hope that's all right with you. I've just made you into a mod for now. Would you mind dealing with whichever? Whichever post it is that needs dealing with. Thank you. It's quite unusual it's quite unusual not to have any moderators here.
Yes.
No. Let's have a little look.
Okay.
Oh, look, now I've got my wonky glasses on. I've got the
Yeah.
Do you suffer foxes digging in your garden?
How
do you deal with them?
Not that we're aware of.
No, we've had.
We have had the odd fox.
Yes, we've had the odd fox take a
chicken
and a turkey before
and one of the ducks.
Let's have a little look.
Oh, Diane Lakes is moving to a new homestead next month.
Yeah. See, someone said just ignore the under the bridge dweller,
under
which
the
was
bridge
fine.
dweller.
I couldn't see because I can't see. I can't see this far away without my glasses on. So, so it was fine for me.
Good luck with the move, Diane.
Who else is here? Sandra says, half done with Grounded. Such a lovely read. Thank you very much. I am about. I haven't got any further, but I have started book 2. I was about to say I am about halfway through, but I'm not. I'm about 10%, 10-15% in to book 2. Was that yucky cold water? A cold coffee? So I have started book 2, and it will.
Slow reader.
It will be. Hopefully, will be published in autumn next year. So not for next spring, but in the autumn. And the reason for that is I want a whole year's worth of taking photographs to go in the book, so that you haven't got the same photos in book 2 as are in book 1.
Well, yeah, that would be dull.
It would be a bit dull. So there were 5 years worth of photos in the first book. I'm going to do 1 year's worth of photography for the next book. And the next book will be a little bit more how to, but it'll still be recognisably me.
Empty Nester Homestead is your book about life in your life in the garden, or how to grow? Yes.
So it's not a strict how-to instructional manual, and it's about life in the garden, life at home, in context of the garden. Does somebody else want to do a little summary of what it's about in terms of its content?
It's not a gardening book strictly. It's not an autobiography strictly. We always said it was like a biography of the land, a biography of the plot, didn't we? Which in many ways it is.
Yes. All right. So,
do you have bees? Yes, we do.
So Julie's saying, you don't ever add any fertilizers, do you? I believe you just feed the soil. So yes, I feed the soil, and I use comfrey and nettle tea, but that goes onto the soil rather than onto the plants. I think we put it onto some cabbages one year, didn't we? But that means being really, really organised, and I'm not that organised. So for me, it's better just to get it onto the soil.
Pam says, did you do the photography? Most of there were a handful of photos that Hugh took,
I
weren't
think there
there?
were 3 from Hugh.
Front cover is done by a professional photographer
So Jason Ingram,
who is
is-
Gardener Photographer of the Year
yeah,
several years running, I think.
yes. So Jason came and took this one, and this photo. Look how lush that is. That was September the 1st,
Over there.
2020. Standing in the patron's garden, and so I think there's 3 from Hugh,
And the rest are us.
and the rest are us. So a lot of the very early photos were taken by Mr. J, because I took loads of it. I've seen that delete.
Yeah.
Where he's really good at saving stuff.
That actually, I know. I'm just really bad at deleting stuff.
So, well, between us.
Yeah.
So the rest of it are from between us, and then I think there's one that's taken by my sister.
There are questions about the polytunnel.
Oh no, that's a good question. What's your favourite non-edible or ornamental plant? Well, my very favourite 3. I don't have a favourite one. If I did, I suppose it's roses. But I adore peonies. What were those other ones that I like? Peonies. My brain's tired. Yes. So I like marigolds, as in calendula. Probably roses are my favourite. Roses and then peonies are like this far away second.
I like Jenny. Thank you. It's a book all about personal connection to nature and growing.
That's nice. Thank you.
A book is about life and living in a garden, says Pete. That's true. Thank you.
Catherine's got a painting review on Amazon. Thank you very much.
Well, there was a question: do you still like the polytunnel as much as when we first went up?
Yes, every bit as much,
if not more.
I went up there today. I went to the polytunnel today, and I just stood. I thought, it's really warm in here. How nice is this?
Yeah. Regina has plum, apple, and pear trees in pots under cover. When should they go in the ground? Where are you, Regina?
As soon as you can get a spade into the ground without damaging the spade.
Yeah. Yeah. When we first moved in,
ground isn't frozen.
When we first moved in, when the ground had no worms and
a lot
of rocks, we did actually wreck a couple of spades very, very quickly. So 27 degree in Ruse polytunnel a couple of days ago.
Nice.
Let's see, what else have we got going on here? Chickens enjoy chomping on marigold petals? Quite possibly, can't remember. The ducks, however, will eat anything they can get their greedy little bills on, because they're like that. Let's see, what else have we got happening here?
I don't know. Quick classes on, so. Anya, Liz, any suggestions or tips for my food forest? I highly recommend that you go and have a look at Permaculture Magazine's YouTube channel and have a look at their forest gardening playlist. And on there, you'll find absolutely massive information. I'm sure there is an absolutely correct order in planting things. I just got everything into the ground as quickly as I could. I think because I know you're in Ireland, one of the things I would say is don't pack things in too closely together. Make sure you're giving adequate space between plants. So when they start filling out, you've still got some air circulating and you don't end up with fungal issues. There we go. That was that one.
Okay. Chloe's going to love us and leave us. Cheerio, Chloe. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. There are too many people for us to have said hello to everyone. We tried at the beginning and that just didn't work, did it? So,
Do you need to prepare soil in any particular way if it has been used for dogs for over 20 years? The soil is clay and wet and currently covered in pebble. used for their mess all over all the years?
I would put cardboard down and then a layer of compost over the top and use it. No dig. I would use that whether it had dogs on it or not. That is my preferred method. And I was reading a thing back from Steph Hafferty today, and she was saying that you don't actually need to use cardboard. You can just put down a deeper layer of compost, but if there's been dogs on it and there is still the potential of the residue of dog mess on the ground, I'd put cardboard on it and then compost on the top.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, the cardboard disintegrates pretty quickly and the worms will take it into the ground. So,
thank you, Julie. Yes, we do try to reuse and repurpose. Reduce, reuse, recycle is a well-known phrase, and it's something I've been drumming into Liz for the last decade.
I've got quite good at it now.
Yeah. Well, it's what our parents used to do, isn't it?
Julie's saying, I have 2 apple trees I need to remove, and they're quite young. When's the best time to dig up and place in large tubs? Absolutely now, but in another 2 weeks, it's probably going to be too late if you are in the UK. So you don't want to do it much after they've started growing.
Ollie says, recently purchased some bare root currant bushes. Have you got any currants? Yes, we have. What's the best uses for the fruits? Well, you've got pies, you've got compotes, you've got jams, you've got wines. Jellies. Basically, any,
stuff them in the freezer and then just pull them off their little stems. And I just have tubs of frozen ones in the freezer just to put on top of yogurt and things like that. But we've also had them on top of when we made like an instant cheesecake and things like that.
Liz actually does look after the bees, and I think there is a photograph in the book of her in her full bee kit.
I do the bees.
And the polytunnel is standing up quite nicely to the wind, actually, so far. Touch
lots of wood, No, I think it's stood up for quite hefty.
And considering we have some pretty hefty winds here, that's pretty good going.
We had winds that took down trees and it stood up. So there you go. Frozen fruit on its own is nice. Currants are good in a fruit salad.
Yes,
we had some in a fruit salad the other day, didn't we?
Crumble.
So I think currants are absolutely fantastic as fruit.
Oh, cool. Cara suggesting cordial and drizzle cake.
Oh, nice. Nice. Love loving horses. No, we got our polytunnel is from Direct Plants, who also do their own polytunnels, and I really like them. I really like it.
Charlotte says smoothies.
Yeah.
That might have nothing to do with anything. It might just be Charlotte goes around saying smoothies. But
why are my currants cracking? So is that the actual fruit is cracking open or the plant is splitting?
Oh, red currant liqueur.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I say.
Jess is saying, will I be doing a bee course? No, I won't be doing a bee course, but Tony O'Neill is either later this year or next year will have a course on bees, and he's also going to be setting up a channel that will be purely about beekeeping.
Oh, right.
So
that'll be his bee channel, won't it?
That will be his bee channel, yes. So
Ivana needs to get a bulk order of compost. Any suggestions, any recommendations for which companies?
I would first of all ask at your local council and see if they have, and maybe buy a small amount to see what the quality is like before you buy a large amount. Garden Girl says, what's your growing zone? So here we are the equivalent to US hardiness zone 8B. Now, I'm assuming a growing zone is the same as a hardiness zone. I don't know, but it's the equivalent of. But we don't have zones as such in the UK because it's all 7, 8, 8B, and possibly bits of it are 9, maybe. But we've got an oceanic temperate climate, so everything is affected by being so close to the water. So it doesn't really compare with US hardiness zones, except for when they're the bits that are right near the coast.
Where is Tony?
Where is Tony?
Probably at work.
No, I don't know. He said earlier on that he would pop in. So,
but that might be where is his channel.
Oh, it could be where is his channel.
And it's called.
Oh, Simplify Gardening.
Thank you. Because I couldn't remember.
That's right. Tony. So Tony is at Simplify Gardening. You're welcome, Jess.
Oh, sorry. I had to reread that. Rue, I was very worried that you were using bear traps, not beer traps.
Well, bear traps. So I did see a question about how do we make sure that ducks are eating the slugs and not the plants? You can't.
No.
Well, no, that's not true. You can.
By not letting them in amongst the plants.
By not letting them in plants. The other thing you can do is you can net around the plants. So I've put in stakes and put hoops over it and then put netting around it, or you could put chicken wire. And we also have some
very high-sided raised beds that they can't actually reach over, unless we have seen them climbing up stuff so they could get in
things. But so you need to put a physical barrier around them. Otherwise, yeah, they have them. Because I'd only let the ducks into, and not this year because of the avian lockdown, but because normally I would only let the ducks into the veg garden during the winter. The only things that I need to net are the brassicas that are overwintering.
Yeah.
Well, the few things that are overwintering. And I don't let them in during the summer. So it's going to be interesting this year because they haven't done their snail and slug sweep for months on end.
They're going to get fat. What tools would you recommend for a first-time gardener? Probably going to primarily using containers this year, but hope to get half an allotment soon.
Just say it again because I was reading something where you
What tools would you recommend for a first-time gardener? Probably going to primarily use containers this year, but hoping to get half an allotment soon as well. I think you're going to get referred to a page in the book there, Helen.
No, well, I might even read it so that I don't miss anything out. Do you know what? In the index, I didn't put tools.
Oh, did you
How
not?
useless was that?
Tony is in Wales as well.
What tools would I have? Well, very few. A hand fork, a hand trowel, and a small hoe. We do have a spade and a fork, but that's really helped me to get things out like trees if we've decided to remove a stray tree. So I can't read.
Okay.
I'm reading. Hang on, I'll get the glasses out.
Martin wants to know what recommend to get rid of aphids. Ladybirds.
So the answer is I wait and the ladybirds will come. Michael, I live in Portugal. Our soil is sandy, just like a beach. What would you suggest to improve it? So compost, composted plants, garden compost, anything like that. You need to add organic matter into the sandy soil and that will improve it. You can't just put a small amount on and think that will do it. You will need to keep on adding it every year. And my suggestion would be you don't dig it in. You just put a layer on top and grow in that. And then next year, put another layer on. And over time, the insects and worms and everything else, the soil life will start incorporating it. Yeah?
Yeah. Let me see, what else have we got going on here?
I can see Rue saying she likes her little claw.
Good night, cheerio, Lorraine.
Okay, so hi guys, I've been watching your videos for a long time now and would like to know your opinion of first potatoes and time to plant in Dorset here. Okay. I think it's about March the 23rd. Is that the right day? Is that a Saint's Day? March the 23rd? March the 23rd, I think, is usually the first time. But I have planted them earlier. This year I won't plant them earlier because I think we've still got a bit of frost and cold to come. Yeah, I could be completely wrong. But the other thing is, you don't necessarily need to race with potatoes. You can still be planting them quite a long way into the year. And I was saying this year I'm going to do more later on. And in terms of which variety, what have I grown early? I've grown Penton Javelin early and Arran, possibly Arran Pilot, but it might just be Arran, and a Red Duke of York I've grown as an early as well.
Okay. Albie wants to know where they can buy good quality seed starting trays. Containers wise is sold out. First question is, do you actually need them? Can you do that in cardboard boxes? Can you do that in trays that you get from mushroom, the mushrooms that you buy? Are there other containers you can use? Would be the first obvious one. Cardboard boxes are also really good. You can make newspaper seed pots. I collected yogurt pots for a long time. You did, use. Yeah.
And the other thought is, what about creating a seed bed? So you actually just create an area that you're either in a greenhouse, a cold frame, or an area in your garden that you're just going to work that soil really finely, not too deep. So just the top little bit work really fine and use that as a seed bed and then transplant from there.
And Julie wants to know, how do we chip potatoes, please, and why? Okay,
so you chip potatoes by putting them in a cool room, a cool place that's very, very light. If you put them in the dark, you get these really long shoots that come out, and a bit like when you've left your potatoes in the cupboard for too long in the kitchen. And you don't want to do that. You want to kind of start growing, but with very, very small, very sturdy little shoots. And there is absolutely no reason, in my opinion, to chip potatoes. I do it, but there isn't actually any reason. Farmers don't chip potatoes. They don't have windowsills full of potatoes waiting. They just get them in the ground. They wait a bit longer and get them in the ground. And I think the joy of chipping potatoes allows us to feel like we are doing some gardening a bit earlier in the year. And I know some people swear by chitting and say it makes the plants stronger and earlier and everything like that. I think it just gives us something to do and something to focus on and to feel like we've started the season. Works for me.
And hello to your 79-year-old mum. We're glad we make you smile. Do you have any hugelkultur bread? Yes.
Yes, we've got two, but we've done them as raised beds. So we've got one at the front of the house that I created quite a deep raised bed for herbs. And somewhere there's a series of 3 videos about creating a raised herb bed, and it actually shows you all the layers of stuff that we put in it. And the other one is in the patron's garden, which was not strictly hugelkultur, but just close to. It's got a lot of wood in the bottom, but not as you might imagine. What's it actually got is several rejected pallets that haven't been treated with anything. They were heat-treated pallets, and they were broken,
damaged, yeah.
So we threw them in there with lots of sticks and things and some compost, and so it is a raised bed, but it's not a strict.
No, it's an avant-garde raised bed.
It is, yes.
Elaine wants potatoes for Christmas. Any suggestions on a variety?
Now, why isn't Tony Stevens here? Because he's really good. Now, there's bound to be someone here who is good with late in the year spuds. So can anybody recommend a late in the year spud, please?
Is it too late to grow green manure?
Well, it takes about 9 weeks. I would have said 8 to 9 weeks for some of them. So no, I don't think it is. I think it depends how much space you've got in your growing space. I think you could probably get a quick green manure in. So I can see Ruth saying she agrees with me about something.
Chitting.
Okay. So Steve James says, what's your opinion of Back to Eden? I think Back to Eden gardening works beautifully if you're in the right climate. So I think there are. Now let's see. Now Tony's here.
And
you are very late. You're like an
Mirror.
hour late, right?
Yeah.
I've been answering all sorts of questions for you. I've been promoting your videos, promoting your bee courses, and you weren't even here to enjoy it. I think he feels told off now. So what was I talking about? Back to Eden stuff. So I think it's great if your environment is good for it. I think if you are in very dry, very hot, or very wet, so quite extreme conditions, there can be all sorts of issues.
He's had internet issues. I can understand that.
So I mean, we've got it in the front garden. So back to Eden is masses of wood chips. Thick layers of wood chips.
Right. Okay.
So and then grow through the wood chips.
Make sure you don't get wood chips that have got weed seeds in them.
Like bits of bindweed. Yeah, that's what we got, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
There we go.
How do you get celery started? Well, a couple of jump leads.
Have you had half a glass of wine or something, darling? What is that? Pass it over.
That.
So celery, I grew the seeds. Last time I did that, I just started it off in a seed tray on the kitchen windowsill. Is this cherry?
Yes, it's what you opened to cook with the other day.
It's very nice. It's very dry.
It is.
How can something be so sweet and so dry at the same time? I've got no moisture left in my mouth. Question: do you use vermiculite? No, I don't. I use just a standard old potting compost or just soil from the garden. Sow the seeds, and if they're very fine seeds, I then use grit over the top of them to hold them in place so they don't get washed around as I'm watering them. And for that, you can use horticulture or grit, or I use flint chick grit. God, you've got to say that so carefully.
Right, Sarah.
We normally you would give chicks, baby chickens, but we had like a huge bag left over, and I started using that, and it worked really well.
What are you most excited about growing this year? Whatever comes through successfully, probably.
Do you know what I'm really looking for? I'm really looking forward to a proper crispy lettuce, actually. Because it's been anything that we haven't had for a long time, and so nothing that's been stored. I mean, I quite often say I want something, but not anything we've got.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite phrases, isn't it? And anything that anything that hasn't been stored, and so therefore is really seasonal. So it's going to be great to get the asparagus, strawberries.
Yeah.
Strawberries. So yeah, the things that I'm quite looking forward to some more rhubarb. Because although we've got rhubarb in the freezer, it's different.
Yes.
It's different when it's been frozen. So anything that's really
fresh.
Fresh, yes. So Sammy's saying good afternoon.
Kate's Kitchen.
Kate's Kitchen. Hi Kate, how you doing? So, and do you know what? It's making me smile? Hang on a minute.
How Mr. J would look as a Phil.
Right, I'm hoping. Kate, could you just make some other comment, please? Because I want to check that I've just made you a moderator. Because, of course, your channel has changed. So, yes. So, yes, there we go. So, what used to be Inside Kate's Kitchen, if you haven't found that channel yet, I highly recommend you don't go looking for it, that you now look from Kate's Kitchen, or look for from Kate's Kitchen. And Kate does lots and lots of preserving and cooking and, yeah, good stuff. So can you read whatever Anya has said?
Liz, you should can your rhubarb. It's so tasty.
We've got one jar of canned rhubarb that we were given by Evelyn.
All right.
And I still haven't used it yet,
Okay.
so I want to do that.
Any more videos with Hugh in the making?
Well, yes, but not until lockdown has ended because we're not doing that travelling thing. So last time I spoke to Hugh, which was
yesterday.
I don't think I've spoken to him today. So yeah, it was yesterday. We do speak on a fairly regular basis, usually about anything sensible at all. So actually, I'm going to talk to you. I spoke to him yesterday. I was having a bit of a gripe at him about a comment someone had left on one of my videos that I felt was particularly unkind. And worse than that, it wasn't even aimed at me. So I replied to them and sent them a link saying, sorry, you're feeling a bit depressed. You might want to go and have a look at this video, which was my little rant about why are people so rude on the internet. And then I sat with that on the channel for about 12 hours and then just deleted her comment because, although it was a him, I can't even remember. Maybe I don't even know. I deleted their comment. But can I just say, if you see comments on videos, mine or anyone else's, rather than having a go at that person, I think it's worth getting in touch with the content creator if you can and just say, there's a horrid comment, do you want to remove it? Or report it. That's the other option, is report it to YouTube. I think this year is going to be my year of just saying I'm not going to have any unkindness because there's just enough unkindness in the world.
I think the other thing is as well with a lot of this sort of stuff is don't draw attention to it in a way that will make them know that attention is being drawn to it.
Yeah.
Because that just perpetuates it.
Yeah.
Don't give them the oxygen of publicity. Just cut them, smother them out.
Well, yes, just report it and say something to us rather than saying something to them. So there we go.
Rue just reports, deletes, and blocks.
Yeah. There we go. Kindness begins right here. Yeah,
there is a song that we refer to periodically, which is by a band called Pugwash. Look it up. It's an excellent song. It's called "It's Nice to Be Nice," and it is very much one of our mantras. Yeah. Right, Pam. Yes, absolutely. You've got nothing nice to say. Say nothing.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. I'm with you. We need more kindness and love. So, when are October sown spring onions ready to harvest from? So I don't know whether they're inside or outside. And the answer is go and have a look and see how big they are. And I know that sounds really obvious, but I've regularly gone, aren't those spring onions ready yet? As I walk past them. But then when I actually pull one out, there's quite a bulb underneath the soil. So did we repaint the kitchen? It looks brighter.
No, we just possibly
more lights on?
We've just possibly changed a bulb.
Oh yeah, we quite often, this light fitting up here, which the one that I don't like, quite often has a light bulb blown in it. So yeah. Oh, Freaky Geek's here. Hello, how are you? Nancy's here. Hi. Your channel is delightful precisely because it's so kind, always. Well, you might have missed a bit where we were admitting earlier on that I might have been not 100% kind when we were posting our books.
But you're always kind in public. It's in private she's not. I have to put up with it.
I said lots
on your behalf. You realise this?
Lots of rude words in an unkind way.
Some of which I'd never heard, but I had to look them up.
So, look, there's one thing left on my list.
Oh God, it's not another rude word, is it?
No, it's muck.
I beg your pardon.
So it's just a reminder, and for some of you it was going to be new news that I now have a relationship with Muck Boots. And they have kindly offered a 15% discount for anyone in the UK, USA and Canada, and they are working on a discount available for people in Europe. And there is a discount code which I'll put up again. I'll put up in the notes underneath this.
Well, it goes for repeat.
If you're watching it on the repeat, hopefully it will be in the notes. I'll also put it onto the Byther Farm page on Facebook, and I'll make sure that it's really obvious somewhere on the website as well. Now, I'm not, and it's not an affiliate link, so there'll be a link and a discount code. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not getting paid for it. I just love muck boots so much. I went to them and said, can I have a discount code for my viewers, please? Or can we have a discount code and can we use it for viewers as well? And that's valid for the whole year, for the whole of 2021. So, and we'll talk again to them at the end of the year for 2022. But it's valid for the whole year. So it's not like you need to do it quick. It's just, it's there if you need it, if you want to use it. It's available. So Anna's saying she loves a good welly, any colour. I'm not very keen on red wellies. So that's what I'm not very keen on. So Kate has really kindly put up a link to Patreon, and I've been a bit remiss over winter on Patreon, haven't I?
Yeah.
He's off. He's off somewhere. I'm going to be off soon, but he's off somewhere. Off or on? Off. Well, it's because it's warm, isn't it? So yes. So I haven't put up many videos on Patreon, but I've started again now as we're going into spring. It has been a really tough winter this year. I'm sure most of you know that I suffer from SAD, and it's probably been the worst year this year for about 15 years. And so things have been tough. So I'm really pleased that I've had collaboration videos to put up on YouTube. I have been horribly quiet over on Patreon, but I am now coming out the other side of that fairly disgusting SAD period. Has been horrid, hasn't it?
It has.
It's been a long time this winter.
Yeah, so it's been a very long winter for you.
So right. So what else have we got? Excuse me. Thank you. I love loving horses. SAD for me too. Yeah, this year's been awful. So it started in about October, and normally it doesn't start until
late November.
Yeah. So.
I mean, to be honest with you, even I've had a bad winter this year, and I think that the pressures at work and so forth have been bad. But I think as well, because of the unusual situation that we've all been in, it's made it very different.
Yeah. Good evening, Elaine. Thank you for joining us. Derek's saying, do you grow chrysanthemums? No, but it was one of the things I thought I might have a go at this year, because there are some spaces out there, and they're a good end of year plant. So just having a quick read through. Getting started on homestead. It said just made it in. Hello. I'm going to say hello, but I'm really not very long before we're going to close up. I let my tea.
I actually had to throw away coffee because it got so cold. And that's really bad.
Susie's saying, what's your favourite edible ornamental combination? Almost anything with calendula. I really love calendula. Do you know that you can dry the flowers and then the petals and use them as like an alternative to saffron? That blew my mind when I heard that.
Yes, Liz does use a light box, not as often as she should sometimes, but it does help. and I notice when she doesn't use it.
Okay, so
Generally
I don't
before
really
she
notice.
does.
Yeah, I don't really notice that much, but you notice.
Oh,
on
yeah.
it. I haven't, either when I haven't used it often enough or even for long enough.
Or when you've used it too much.
Oh, yeah, that's because I'm up all night. Susan Q saying I use plants to make watercolour paint today.
Yeah.
Nice.
She also canned lemon juice.
Nice.
Mm.
People are... I think you do notice this, Tony.
Mm.
I think I notice more when I've been told.
Yeah.
So I think, where are we? It's 11:30. I think it's quite late.
I think it is quite late.
And I think perhaps we should head off. Sheila's saying she just bought a light box from watching videos. Excellent. Yeah, they are good. I do highly recommend them. So we are going to head off. I will make sure I've put some links on. I know, I think it's Love Loving Horses is going to message me about ducks. If you have any gardening questions or preserving questions or anything like that, feel free to ask questions via the contact page on the website. Do go over there and have an explore if you haven't been to my website before. Is there anything else we need to say?
I was going to say that the questions will be answered if possible, but not unless it might be in a video at some point in the future, rather than an email by return. Because it does get pretty busy around here, it must be said. I mean, Liz, realistically, I mean, you're running kind of 2 full-time jobs now.
Yes, at least.
And I feel like I'm running 4.
So thank you so much for joining us. Are we going to do this? I'll do this.
You do this.
And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join us again, well, in a video on Tuesday. Bye.